Guys, can I brag about something weird really quick?
I've been watching ASMR since before it was cool. There's just something about curling up in bed and listening to a nice lady whisper about how she's tapping my literal brain that helps me drift off to sleep like a baby. But I never want to disturb my partner with said brain poking, and I'm a side sleeper. So traditional headphones or earbuds aren't comfortable for me while I'm laying down. So when I'm sharing a bed, I usually end up forgoing ASMR. But not anymore, thanks to Manta Sleep. The Manta Sound Sleep Mask has small speakers that can be adjusted to lay flat over your ears so you can comfortably rest your head on your pillow without anything digging into your head like you're actually getting your brain probed. I also listen to a lot of audiobooks, especially now that we're doing monthly book clubs, and the Sound Sleep Mask allows me to comfortably snuggle up while plunging into a literary world without my partner being bothered by descriptions of a battle or some dwarf shouting every couple minutes. I'm also pretty prone to migraines at times, so Manta Sleep actually also sent us the cool eye cups, which I've been keeping in the freezer, and feel like such a relief without being too cold, like my previous go-to, which was just ice on my eyes. The mask's adjustable straps and eye cups always make it absurdly comfortable and snug to wear. I've always been pretty good about sleeping at night, but I couldn't believe how much more rested I actually felt each morning after sleeping with a mask that blocks out any lights that I guess would have otherwise been disturbing me. Use code NUMSKULLS or the link in the description or pinned comment for 10% off your Manta Sleep order. That's code NUMSKULLS for 10% off. Thank you, Manta Sleep, for sponsoring this video, and now, let's get back to it.
Yes, all is well.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Explaining Warhammer to My Girlfriend. My name is Ava, and joining me, as always, is my lovely significant other, Carrie.
Hello!
Welcome.
How's everyone?
Today's going to be a shorter episode. We're talking about one of the least talk about factions in all of 40K. We are talking... kind of. We're talking about the Sisters of Silence. Woo! It's time. I wanted to talk about Sisters of Silence for a while. I try to be kind of particular about the schedule that we do these in, because we are like moving up to the Horus Heresy, and I'm trying to, bounce between Primarchs and trying to also include Age of Sigmar and Warhammer Fantasy in there. But I keep thinking, like, would it make sense to cover XYZ? And Sisters make sense because they've been here since the start of the Great Crusade, which we'll talk about here. My love, what do you know about the Sisters of Silence?
They are very much not the same thing as the Sisters of Battle.
Nope, totally different.
They hang out with the Custodes, but they're not Custodes.
They are not. That is correct. They're co-workers.
They're
in different departments, but those departments work together often.
Yeah. They are blanks.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning
we'll talk
that
about
they
that.
do not... There's nothing about them that seems to be like warp-y or warp-sensitive. In fact, they seem to cancel out the warp.
We'll go into it.
Wings.
I have a whole section on blanks today.
They have taken a vow that involves not speaking.
Yes.
I think specifically during combat, but like most of them just kind of don't speak at all. But they do use like a I don't know if it's called British Sign Language.
We'll talk about it. In universe, it's called thought marks, but from what we saw from the tithes, it's British Sign Language.
Okay.
It's sign language.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the oath that they take, their vow of silence, and the specifics of it in this episode. There's not a lot on the Sisters of Silence, but what we do know is what you're saying now, and we'll go more in depth with it as we go through the video.
Slowly, I'm catching up, and I become learned enough.
I am the Warhammer 40,000.
The big twist of this series is going to be me explaining the Horus Heresy to you.
Explain it all back to me.
And I'm like, okay, so here's the Earth. That's a nice Earth. Let's put a big fucking castle on it. Oh, Dad dried out.
Oh, whoops.
There it is.
That's
the Horus Heresy.
So, I've gone through a couple books in which the Sisters of Silence appear in to grab a couple excerpts and quotes from them, which you might think is a little odd considering the fact that they do not speak. But don't let that fool you. In books that you get their POV on things, it's interesting.
Right.
And we're going to start today with an excerpt. Let's get right into it. Oh, wait. Sorry. Before that, sorry, I'm baiting people.
Don't worry.
I'm doing this new thing where I'm baiting people before we actually do excerpts. Hey, we have new merch on our store. Look at it right now. Doesn't this look cool? Go get it. It's over at orchid8.com/collections/numbskulls. You can find a link in the description. It's very cool merch. We got new bones. And we've got more on the way. Go check it out. It's pretty cool. Let's start with an excerpt today. My name is Tanau Alea. I am of the Anathema Psychana, what used to be called a Null Maiden, or, even stupider, a Sister of Silence. Who came up with those titles? Not one of our order, that's for sure. Probably a High Lord. They're mostly idiots. Welcome.
She's catching on. She's got the attitude of like, ugh, when men write women.
Dude, the Sisters of Silence are so done with everything in the Imperium. It's so good.
Excellent.
Welcome. The Sisters
They're
of
just
Silence.
like frosty bitches. They're just like me for real. Except I can't stop talking.
The Sisters of Silence, or their preferred name, the Anathema Psychana, are an ancient and mysterious order of women made entirely of blanks. They are witch hunters, the bane of demons, and some of the most deadly warriors in the Imperium. Let's talk about what a blank is, to really establish why that's such a big deal. Blanks, also called nulls or pariahs, are humans, exclusively humans, with a negative presence in the warp.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, when we're talking about the warp and we talk about souls or the idea of a soul, we try to visualize it as a flame within the warp. And depending on like your soul or your willpower, it's like a big flame or a small flame, or depending on your race, like Eldars are quite bright, humans are pretty average, and then Tau are like itty bitty teeny tiny embers, right?
Yeah.
Blanks are a black hole.
Yeah.
There is no fire.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah. Like antimatter almost.
Yeah, it is negative energy. It is not anything you want to have involved with. For example, when people are around blanks, let's say you're a normal-ass human, you're not psychery at all, you're just normal. If you're around a blank,
You're on a bus.
you're going to be very uncomfortable.
Just
you're
go
going to be
into,
like,
like, the
this
grocery
person's
store."
giving me bad vibes. I don't like it. I would like to leave the room. However, if you're a psyker, you're screaming, you're
Yeah.
clawing your eyes out, you want to escape or kill the thing that is there.
Right.
And the biggest benefit of this, blanks are practically invisible to demons
Yeah, okay. Because demons see like
because there's nothing there.
yeah. They don't really see our physical world necessarily. They see the like warpy energies that are produced
They
by
see
it.
something.
It's like when Frodo goes into like the Wraith realm and he's clearly
Possibly.
seeing like
The ghosts.
the like spirits of the thing around him, but it looks different. Like it's and
Yeah.
then some things can see into both realms, some things can only see into one, some things
Mhm.
the ring allows you to walk through it, you know. It's quite interesting.
Skulltaker in Total War Warhammer has a hard as fuck line if you click on him,
Right.
where he says,
I'm gonna take
"Do
your
you dare
fucking
to
head, bitch. I
He
assume he's
says,
got a couple of those.
he says, "Do you dare to imagine what we demons dream?" And I'm like, that is fucking awesome.
Okay, but I got some cute images though, like pounded through the daisies and like coming across a skull. Like, oh my God!
Never-ending scars. So a few things here. Pariahs, another name for blanks, literally translates to just outcast. You're a pariah, you're an outcast, you're a blank, you're an outcast. Nobody really likes blanks.
What's the guy's
'Cause they're-
name from the last church?
Uriah?
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa, that was foreshadowing, but
No. Another thing about blanks is it cannot be overstated how incredibly rare they are.
right.
And it is a gene. The pariah gene is like a thing that can occur in humans, but it seems to be more commonly occurring in women.
Okay.
So the popular fan theory is that it's a gene more common in women. So
You are
therefore,
more
that's how you
likely to
have-
find a woman alive
That is a blank.
that has this gene
Yeah.
than you are a man.
Generally speaking, yes.
Whether that is from
Who knows?
frequency of some kind of, or because maybe the men aren't making it for some reason.
Who knows?
Yeah.
There
There could be a third variable, but this is what it is.
Because of how blanks cause people to react often, like from birth, they are oppressed.
Yeah.
It is rare for blank babies that have just been born to survive because people go, oh, this baby gives off horrendous vibes into the lake.
This? I could see, not putting this forward as necessarily a great idea, but I could see an interesting, like, spiritual biological horror where like a psyker is pregnant with a blank.
Hate that.
Yeah.
Hate that idea a lot.
Yeah.
Hate
but like
that.
I could see like things like that I could see becoming interesting, you know.
Those stairs look mighty good today.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
So yeah, blanks are interesting and they don't show up all that often. But the ones that do usually survive, oftentimes being women, are usually, generally speaking, picked up by the Sisters of Silence.
Right.
I have an excerpt here of a custodian named Ra struggling to be...
Sorry, I just have a question that's kind of come up in my head.
Oh, yeah.
General people are a little skeeved out by them, don't really know why, maybe, but like nothing particularly crazy.
You're going to be uncomfortable,
but you don't, it's not like, you know, you're seeing like demons floating around them or something.
No. Psychers, you're clawing
wonder-
your own eyes out.
I wonder if in cases where somebody is being tormented by something in chaos or something, that the appearance of a psyker might actually comfort them. Like, because it's just better than it was. Like, it's still bad and they're still uncomfortable, but because the psyker is there, something is being canceled out that was worse.
Interesting idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
if
could
we've ever
see that
seen
being a
something like
reason someone might end up being like kept around.
Yeah.
Or something. But yeah. Anyway.
I have an excerpt here of a custodian named Ra struggling to be in a room with two Sisters of Silence, one of which is a fully grown woman, the other which is a child.
Right.
He immediately looked away from the soulless child. The sister commander was bad enough alone, but these two together threatened to steal all hope of concentration. Breaking eye contact helped. Barely. Kroll's presence was even harder to tolerate, yet impossible to dismiss. She was a tall figure, clad in contoured silver plate and cloaked in the gray-brown fur of some great off-world beast. It was a struggle for Ra to fix his attention on her, yet difficult to concentrate on anything else. She ate at his thoughts the way the night eats light, dulling and dimming everything else around her. The sensation was far from pleasant. She pulled at the custodian's focus, not because she outshone everything else, but because she drowned and eclipsed it. To stand near her was to be near something hollow, something starving, something that sucked at the inside of Ra's skull. She was empty. Nothing in the form of something. A void masquerading as a presence. And that's a custodian.
Right.
Let's talk about the origin of the sisters.
Okay.
Where and when the Sisters of Silence appeared is a complete mystery. We only have records of them showing up at the start of the Great Crusade, and they operate from the Somnus Citadel, their headquarters on Luna, which is Earth's moon. As you can imagine, they were most often deployed for anti-psyker operations, and due to their relatively low numbers, even during the Crusade, they worked alongside the Custodes to fill a niche that the Emperor's personal guards couldn't. Reason being, the Custodes, 0 psychers. No magic in the Custodes whatsoever. So if they're fighting magic, they're pretty well equipped to deal with it, but if it's a large enough psychic presence, they're gonna be like, yo, sisters, can you help us out? And they'll be like,
but
thumbs
without
up.
the words.
Sisters get new recruits from various sources. Each vigil, basically each group with their own color scheme and around 1,000-ish members, has their own unique and or secret way of obtaining blanks. It could be a tithe from a planet. It could be they get word about it and go, yo, dibs. Or they might perhaps be practicing eugenics.
Right. I feel like anytime you're potentially gathering children, it should be very well documented.
Considering their order is extremely secretive, That's not going to happen.
Cool. Red flag, but just in that.
It's 40K.
I know.
When a sister is recruited into a vigil, she will undergo intense training to hone her skills in battle, survival, and brutal efficiency. Once she has proved herself worthy, she will be made into a full member via a secret and ancient ritual where in the end, she will take the vow of tranquility and never speak again.
Okay. The vow of tranquility.
The vow of tranquility, or oath of tranquility, is a tradition among the anathema psychona because they, being blanks, can see the world for what it truly is. So they stay silent, so they will keep the terrible truth to themselves, and that they will never speak a word of mercy to their prey.
But what if they just sign it?
I mean, they can, but not a lot of people know the sign language. And again, they're very secretive.
Right.
I have an excerpt to better explain this visualization. A sister of silence meeting with Rabute Gilliman in 40K.
Right.
So this is after he's been revived.
Sorry. I just got an image of one sister of silence, like being like, and they're all signing this obviously, but she like runs up to the others and she's like, look, I published a book on like what we see. And then all
What?
the other ones are like, right, this is literally the whole point, you fucking
No one is supposed to know that we fucking exist, okay?
bro.
What does a baseline human see when they see a Primarch? I do not know. Perhaps they perceive the warp flowing through their veins. Perhaps they are dazzled by that. Maybe they are shocked into silence. I saw an old man. It didn't matter that his body was perfect and that he carried himself with the balanced poise of a space marine or that his eyes burned with a cold and clear light. He was ancient. His skin might have been stone. He was cast out of time, a relic spun from its prescribed orbit and sent hurtling to the unwelcoming present. Stripped of soul fire, he resembled an old furnace, once booming with flame, now dark and echoing. If I had been alive in his own time, perhaps I would have seen the same impression as I did just then. Or maybe the long aeons had changed him, stripping out that which once made him vital and leaving only the ossified shell, the thing that made him so physically strong. But he had something, I'll give him that. It was hard to look him in the eye. You could not have laughed at him. Yo, Gilliman, you're old as fuck.
Yeah.
So going off this idea that they see psychery things, which most things are a little kind of warpy,
Yeah.
they see things for what they truly are. The sisters are one of the only people that are allowed to walk the Imperial Palace alongside the custodians.
Right.
So there's a non-zero chance that they will meet and see the Emperor.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's pretty important that you don't just go around saying what you saw.
Right.
They have true
You would think
sight.
they would specifically take a vow of secrecy as opposed to silence.
It's a bit of both. The Oath of Tranquility is...
Because I can see a lot of loopholes.
Yeah, well, that's you. That's you
That's
with your
you.
loopholes. That's you. No, they...
Listen, I'm pretty good at escape rooms. It's not my fault.
It is a vow of secrecy as well as a vow of silence.
Yeah.
To take the vow is
It's
to
a
swear.
bitch you ain't gonna spill your mouth, okay?
Spill your mouth?
Yeah, like secrets. Blech.
Yeah, but what the fuck is that from?
I don't know. Gen Z talk.
Oh my god. But when the sisters do need to communicate, they use it through Thoughtmark. Thoughtmark is British Sign Language.
Right.
And because most people can't understand the sign language because they don't know it, they get to be extremely fucking sassy all the time.
Right.
They are just constantly shit-talking the Imperium at every fucking opportunity that they can.
Yeah.
Most of them, I should say. And another reason for this is they, again, very similar to the Custodes,
Yeah.
their orders come from the Emperor.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, did you tell me to do something? Are you Big E? No? Fuck off.
Do
I don't
they
care.
like have him on speed dial? Like how is that?
Well, it's similar, again, to the Custodes because they don't have Big E around anymore. So they're acting on, well, is this something that the Emperor would have wanted? Is this something
Right.
that achieves what he had in mind for the Imperium?
Right. Another way of saying that could be for the greater good.
Another way of saying that could be for the greater good. You are correct.
How often, okay, so let's say, generally speaking, these guys are going to be deployed probably with somebody who can understand the signs.
The custodies all understand the sign language.
How often do you think they have a moment amongst, like, their other combatants and stuff that's, like, the whole, like, then I will die with them, where Aragorn and Elvis and Legolas are both speaking in Elvis, and then Aragorn's just like, well, then I will die with my men. And everybody around them is like, wait, what are they talking about?
From everything we understand, it's pretty cut and dry. Like, I don't think the custodies sign, but they speak back to them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Because it's like,
probably all the time.
You know that they're communicating, and it's like, well, we should probably leave before it blows up. And all the men stationed right there who aren't being told to leave are like, what about us?
Yeah. Well, I mean, literally in the Tides episode, the sister, she's signing because the people they're talking to, they're like, hey, what's the situation on the planet? And the sister is like, you're all gonna die. The planet's fucking doomed. We don't have much time. And the custodian goes, yes.
It's fine.
Everything is fine.
Yeah.
Do not worry, little human. It is okay.
Yeah. It's a little bit like hearing a one-sided phone call.
Yes.
Where you're just like, what?
If necessary, a sister will bring a prolacor with them, which is a low-ranking member of their order that can still speak. Right. She hasn't taken the oath yet, so
she can.
They're basically squires.
Okay,
but they already understand it. So again, like the custodian, they sign, and then if it's like really complicated, they translate it and go, okay, we need to like do XYZ, and then the mission will be done. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Just the translator.
Yeah, but eventually that prolacor will become a sister themselves, and maybe they'll get a squire and to translate. But it all depends. So during the heresy, their main thing, they were, well, I should say during the Great Crusade / heresy, it was fight the psychers, kill the psychers. That's our thing.
Magnus, why are we in the same castle?
So post-heresy, the Sisters of Silence were vital in dealing with the traitors. Mm-hmm. However, after the battle with the Emperor and Horus on the Vengeful Spirit, the Imperium became fractured. The Primarchs all went missing or died, and old superstitions emerged from the populace. The Sisters became hated and cast out by the Imperium. They were even forced to abandon their headquarters, and so they decided, fuck this. Fuck the Imperium.
Fuck this shit, I'm out?
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Oh, yeah. We love a emancipated bitch.
The Sisters, as a full unified order, gone. They all went their own separate ways. And so much time passed that the Sisters of Silence became a thing of legend, told only in stories as ancient warriors that no longer exist. Oh. But they did.
Oh.
The Sisters were always there, in the shadows, hunting monsters in the dark.
Making predator noises because they can't use words.
They became like witchers.
Right, yeah.
They would get word of like, oh, there's like a cult happening here. Oh, there's like a wizard. And so they're just like fucking hunting all the time.
Or whatever it is. Somebody's about to be taken out by one of them. He's like, clever girl.
Do you remember the black ships that we talked about in our horror Halloween episode?
Have you any wool?
Yeah.
Have you any souls, really?
Have you any souls? It's a bit unclear. They seem to have always operated on the black ships, but there are some sources that say that stopped after they left, but some sources also say that they stayed on the black ships. It's a little unclear.
I mean, it would seem like a place they would be well specialized.
A good idea that they would be on the black ships, even if they were generally hated by the Imperium. It's like, okay, well, yeah, of course she's on the fucking black ship. What else are you gonna do? You have a bomb that you are shipping to the Emperor of Mankind. Maybe you would want the bomb nullifier to be on the fucking ship.
Yeah. If you're trying to min-max your stats at all, it makes sense.
You're gonna want to figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
So for about 1,000 years, the sisters were gone. They might as well have disappeared.
Right.
In M32, during a period called the War of the Beast, where the largest orc Wa at that point in time threatened to destroy all of humanity. Yeah, yet, because Gazkul currently is around and he's got a big Wa coming. But the Beast before Gazkul was the biggest Wa that the Imperium had seen. So bad, in fact, that it was threatening to come to Terra.
Oh, no.
A lot of orcs coming to Terra. Not okay. However, during this, the Inquisition rediscovered a vigil of the Sisters of Silence.
Oh.
And they were like, holy shit, you guys are still around. Can you help? And the sisters went, no.
Oh.
Fuck off.
Oh.
They're like, but the Imperium will die.
Right.
And the sister went, yeah, cool. Maybe it's fucking time that it did. Also, they were talking verbally when this was happening.
So wait, this would be generations later, assuming they're not also like
1,000
secretly
years.
immortal.
So again, like this, I think that's a great example to show like how much they had just like their vows doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah,
we're done with this entirely.
Well, okay. As you were saying this, I wrote down mammoths.
We rediscovered the mammoth.
Well, I don't know if you know about the weird little island where mammoths continued to exist for way longer than everywhere else on Earth. So we actually have some mammoth bones that are, however, okay, there's this little island area. Well, I'll just go over this little factoid quickie because it's a fun little set. Yeah, okay. So there's this place that is like close to the Arctic Circle. It's called Wrangel Island. And it's the last known place where woolly mammoths were known to be alive because at some point, some families of woolly mammoths were on this part of land, and then something happened where it separated from the rest of the world. And then while those mammoths were just living their little mammoth lives and having generations and generations, everybody else went extinct. So they're like a little, pocket. And so they also eventually did go extinct, but not for thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah, so it's the most up to date to get a good idea of
what their DNA may have eventually become. Now, because of this, technically they aren't woolly mammoths as you and I imagine them. Like they are slightly more like down the line, like gene pool, and they're also incredibly inbred. Because it was just so many that lived on this island, although it did get to a pretty big population before it came back down. So
right.
So, but anyway, so it's just this fascinating example of actually we do have slightly more modern DNA than we thought of this species.
That's really fucking cool.
Because there were mammoths around, but like only one place, but like really late. So they were, somebody on this little forum I'm reading here says they would have been around during when the Epic of Gilgamesh was written.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's insane.
But yeah, it's just interesting because even though mammoths did like worldwide go extinct, there's this little pocket. That's just cool. Anyway, it kind of reminds me of that because again, it's become something, its own thing now because you think this thing has been dead for so long,
however.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, wait, there's still something that we could learn from much more than we thought we had access to.
Well, in the case of the sisters, they go up to them, go, hey, help us with this orc Wa, and they go, Lamau, no, die.
Yeah.
Their reasoning was ultimately they refused to help the Imperium because their loyalty was to the Emperor and the dream Imperium that he had, and not whatever the fuck it was now.
Right, okay.
They said, you have all fucked it up. And then the Inquisitor was talking to him, was like, yeah, Vulcan had the same exact idea before we convinced him to start fighting with us. And the sisters went, Vulcan?
Okay. I thought you were going to say before we convinced him to jump in that volcano.
That did happen by this point. That did happen. He did blow up by this point.
Did say I'm the bomb, and I'm about to.
They looked at this Inquisitor and they went, Vulcan? And she was like, yeah. And they're like, oh, we're fucking in. If Vulcan's on your side, absolutely. Yeah,
no, that's
100%.
fair. He's got,
However, after the War of the Beast, they went back to doing what they had been doing for the last 1,000 years, and they just kind of went back into the shadows, witch hunting, being cool monster hunters, that kind of thing.
Awesome.
However, all of this changed during the Terran Crusade. Okay, we're in proper 40K now.
Right. So the Horus Heresy has happened.
It's been 10,000 years.
Yeah. It's
Gilliman
been 10,000
is back.
Years. Are you still not over it?
Gilliman's back.
Yeah.
To put a reference to where this is. The Terran Crusade. A lot happened here. So, first off, the forces of chaos were high as balls after successfully blowing up a very totally crazy important planet called Cadia during the 13th Black Crusade and decided it was time to go to Terra. They were like, dude, if we could blow up that planet, we could totally blow up the Emperor. Oh, fuck, yes. So, they're marching to Terra. Gilliman has woken up.
Oh, no.
And he's like, oh, fuck. I need to go fight whoever's at the lead of this Terran Crusade. Guess who it was? It was fucking Magnus the Red.
Doing stuff again.
He was doing some shit. He's like, where the fuck is Magnus? He's inside the webway. Why is he inside the webway? Because he's going to open a portal to Terra and just have nonstop endless demons pour out from the portal and invade the fucking planet. So Gilliman goes into the webway with his new Eldari friends and he's like, we're going to fucking kick your ass, Magnus. And so Magnus's plans were kind of successful.
Right.
However, because of Gilliman's interruption, the portal didn't open on Terra, it opened on the moon.
And that's what kicks off the Silver Millennium.
And just as the battle was going pretty well for the demons and Magnus, some ships showed up on the horizon.
Oh.
It was the Imperial Navy, the Imperial Fists, the Custodes, and the Sisters of Silence.
Oh.
And they all showed up and just fucking dunked on Magnus.
Shit.
And when the demon Primarch died and was sent back to the warp.
Wait, Magnus dies?
Well, he's a demon. He comes back.
Oh.
Demon Primarchs get to respawn. That's fine.
I was we haven't even gotten to do the Ferris thing yet. Like, this can't be the first canonical one I go through.
No. By what we're talking about here, Magnus is a demon. He's on a respawn
whole
timer.
Expression I drew just for when that happens, and I just got bamboozled.
When Magnus was banished back to the warp.
Timeout.
When he got into timeout, all of his legion and all the demons that were there too, gone.
Yeah.
Disappeared. So, actually, fun fact about this, the sisters had actually been called back to Terra years and years prior because the Captain General of the Custodes, Trajan Valoris, foresaw the invasion. It came to me in a vision. And so he gets on the call and goes, girls, we need you back here.
He
and
should
the girls
have told
go,
them when by.
And he's like, yeah, I know. And then he hangs up the phone.
Right.
They get there, and it's like, okay, so when's the invasion happening? Sometime soon.
Right. It's like Charlie's Angels. Like, you just show up because...
We need to prepare for the invasion.
Yeah.
So, after the battle, Gilliman goes to Terra, and he makes a declaration that the remaining Sisters of Silence in the galaxy should gather and expand their forces. We're getting the girls back together.
Okay.
Like, no more of this... They're evil monster, blank, whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Let them be a coven.
They're okay. They're all right.
Let them have their stitching bitches.
Also, we're going to get started on repairing their headquarters.
Oh, that's nice.
Because that's needed. And even though the sisters were officially welcomed back into the Imperium, many are still hiding because they don't fucking trust that shit.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
This also means that you can have your unofficial color scheme and paint them however you want.
Yeah, you can...
You can make your own vigil.
Right. And have it be motivated by kind sisters. Of whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, Sisters of Silence makes such a cool kill team. I'll mention this again in just a minute, but Jesus Christ.
Do they start taking the vow again, or do they just
yeah, they start to go back to the old ways of just
Okay.
like taking the vow and all the rigorous training and stuff. They go back to the traditional ways.
Yeah.
I have an excerpt of two sisters speaking to one another after they had been welcomed back into the Imperium. They're on the moon base.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sitting on a bench talking. Sister Commander Asurma, the mistress of this place, was waiting for me. She was dressed in a long floor-length silk gown, clasped tight at the neck, with her white hair drawn back tightly from a terracotta face. As with all our kind, her features were hard, made such by rigorous conditioning. Among the few things I knew about her was that she had taken from the distant world of Yelax, which, like so many of our scattered keeps, was now deep within the Imperium Nihilus. Be welcome, Tanao, she signed, inclining her head. I am glad to see you here. Her thought-marked gestures were elegant, quick, a little hard to follow. You have to remember that we had been practicing our arts on worlds sundered from one another for millennia, and things had diverged a little. It was a testament to those who had created the language that it had remained intelligible at all across such gulfs of time and space.
So essentially, she's mumbling with her hands.
Well, she's just saying it's hard to understand because as 10,000 years have gone by, the language has somewhat evolved depending on who you were with.
It's like when you learn Japanese and you learn like, yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And then you get there and everybody's like, eh.
That's actually a great way to put it. It's like she's speaking with a different accent.
Yeah. She's speaking Gen Z. She's going 6'7".
No, stop.
And this guy.
Stop. I am glad to be here, I replied, making the word forms as sincere as I could. Ashirma ushered me over to a low couch set facing the lunarscape. She took a seat herself. Sister Commander, she went on. Strange, is it not? A year ago, I was a nothing, an exile with no rank other than what our little covenant used. And now, all this. How quickly it has happened. Watching her fingers dance, seeing her express sentiments that I so often felt myself, I could allow myself a pang of quiet release. We only ever had one another, our kind, the only ones who would ever understand. Knight Centura, I replied, lacing the shapes with the equivalent of an eyebrow raise. She nodded. And yet, for all these new ranks, we are still understaffed. I fear this assignment will not be one you will relish, but know that I will do all I can to aid you. You spoke to the Primarch? I asked. I judge he is sincere. He wishes for this place to be as it was when he first served on Terra. He has given us what he can. He even visited, soon after I was placed in station. People seem to like him. They do. Whatever must that be like? I sat back. It would be a weakness for anyone else. It may be a weakness for him. Everyone believes he is salvation. They tell him he is. Wherever he goes, they cry out his name, weeping. What does that do to a man? He is not a man, I shrugged. He looks like one. He is an ally, Asirma signed. We do not have many, so I'll take him. That, of course, was quite right. See, we are beginning again here, Asirma went on. Training cells have been instituted. We have begun to defend our interests, to control our destiny. I am under no illusions that it will be anything but the longest of roads. The Adeptus Terra see us as fodder for their machines. Starship captains from the League of Black Ships have already visited me, demanding reinforcements for their crews. Demanding? They start off that way. They leave feeling differently. I laughed then. As I did so, I suddenly realized that it had been so long since I had last done so. The sound of it, set within a silent conversation, was a little startling. So we walk a difficult path, Asirma signed. They need us, but deep down they still hate us. It is one thing to have a weapon for use. It is another when that weapon gains a mind and a base of power and begins to act for itself. I began to understand Gilliman's thinking a little more clearly. So, it is not indulgence to understand our history here, far from it. We are in ignorance. For as long as we remain so, we are vulnerable. The sister commander looked directly at me then, and I saw the level of determination in her brown eyes. It will not happen again. I will not let it. This, I knew then, was a leader I could follow. What must be done? I asked. Learn all you can of this place. Whatever you may have been told, it was never abandoned. The Sisterhood left it, or was driven from it, but remnants stayed behind. Their descendants are still here. They call themselves the Fellowship.
Oh.
They are loyal, it seems. Our screening programs failed to detect deviance in any of them, so they remain. For there are systems here that only they understand. But their knowledge of the past is muddled and wrapped in legends. I suspect some truth lingers within their myths and confusions, but it has proved hard to tease out. Can they be trusted? You are anathema psychana. When could any outsiders be trusted? My gaze moved away from her. I looked out at that dark expanse. The driest bones landscape surrounded us, cloaking us and warding us. The air was thin here, supplied by creaking terraformic engines. If we were to be extinguished in this place, far from the golden heart of the Senatorum, few would hear our screams. Never again, I signed. The girls are back!
The girls are so back.
We're back!
And we are not letting that bitch do what she did last time.
No. That bitch being the Imperium.
Yeah. Listen, anyone's a bitch. It's how you're acting.
I really love the question Alea asks, like, can these minions essentially be trusted?
Yeah.
You are anathema psychana. When could any outsider be trusted? We've got each other, and that's it.
Well, I mean, they themselves are outsiders, and the issue, like, a lot probably comes from they're not trusted.
Exactly.
And when you know nobody trusts you, how do you trust someone?
You have to have your own little community.
Yeah.
You have to be there for each other. And this is something I want to touch upon, is not only are the Sisters of Silence fucking badass witch hunting monster demon hunters, right?
Yeah.
They're so lonely.
Right.
Because they have
They're
nobody.
othered. Completely.
They are othered
Yeah.
entirely.
Yeah.
From birth.
Yeah.
They've never had a fucking chance.
Well, and I understand in saying this, like, I'm not meaning to dismiss the power in their vow and, like, the reason behind it. But
Yeah.
my brain has a little bit of an allegory in it to a disabled person who maybe, like, couldn't speak for some reason.
Or just any minority.
There's a little bit of a, like, just because a little piece of you is different from other people, it doesn't mean that you're not just as capable.
Exactly.
Right.
It goes for anybody with disabilities, anyone who is othered, minorities or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot to identify with the Sisters of Silence.
Yeah. Now,
I mean, fucking especially women.
oh yeah. Well, and I mean, listen, I have had this conversation with several guys who are, like, Warhammer fans, and it has been amusing to me how often I've had the same conversation where I go, like, oh, I kind of, like, I'd love to do, like, a female army just because, like, that's what I like to play in games and stuff. And I've been like, I'm not really into the aesthetic of the Sisters of Battle. And I like the Sisters of Silence, but it is kind of annoying that, like, one of the two female factions doesn't say anything.
Have an oath to not talk.
Like, are literally silenced. Like, I understand. Like, again, I get it. In context, it's not a bad thing, and it's not.
In context, it's a lot cooler, but, like, looking at it from the surface, it looks so bad.
The pitch, when I first heard it, I was like,
ooh.
Huh?
I
was like, wait, you don't see it? You know, and it's just been funny because I feel like when I've explained, like, various things to various friends.
Yeah.
Like, all of my girlfriends have picked up on that immediately. And any guy who I've mentioned to had been like, oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Like, not in a bad way, but it's just one of those, like, oh, we see it because it's happened to us.
Yeah. The thing that's interesting about the sisters with their oath is that if they do break it, it's not like I don't think they get punished. It's just a thing that they're like, hey, it would probably be a good idea to not voice your horrors that you see every day.
Right. Yeah.
It would
don't
probably
trauma dump on everybody else.
Also, you could also play it more as, like, because they are often hunting sorcerers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They are the hunter. And you don't want to be talking if you're a hunter.
I could also see it maybe like something can't use your words against you if you don't give it your words. If
demons.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You can't
Words
get stuck
have
in a
power.
fake contract if you just stone
fucking exactly. You
become
can't
a
have power
gray
over
rock.
me. You can't have power over me. Words have power.
So you won't have mine.
But if I don't say any words.
Yeah.
Exactly. Fucking exactly. And that, again, on the surface, with context, fucking
it's
cool.
Just funny because it's just like,
because on the surface it's so bad.
One of them literally doesn't speak. And the other one is obsessed with this guy.
I love God. I'm
Actually,
God's
they're
favorite
both
princess.
obsessed with this guy. Never mind.
Yeah, but one of them is like really like
I guess one of them doesn't talk
grounded
about it.
Real quick, I want to touch on their relationship with the custodians because we mentioned it before. They're basically two departments that happen to work together often enough to where it is notable on tabletop and in novels and stuff. They get along pretty well as their interests do align. They don't worship, but they serve the emperor. They don't worship him as a god. They're just like, that's the guy. He knows what the fuck was up.
Boss.
That's our boss.
Yeah.
And he made our departments for a fucking reason.
He seems to maybe pay well. I don't know. Are they in any way augmented?
Maybe.
Okay.
Again, a lot of the details are shrouded in secrecy.
Right.
They do wear armor, but I don't know if it's power armor.
Right.
It's probably power armor.
It's probably got something. But
probably got some stuff.
They're pretty fucking intimidating.
Yes. Custodians and sisters, they don't like psychers.
Mm-hmm.
They only obey the emperor, and in battle they fill roles that complement each other quite well.
Yeah.
Custodians are the tanks, and they're more of like the DPS.
They're like us. It's a tank unit and then a caster.
Yeah,
but like the caster is like
anti-caster.
Negative energy caster, like black mage rather than white mage.
A custodians is there to block the bullets. A sister is there to block the magical fireball.
Yeah.
But both are extremely deadly.
Yeah.
Whether or not,
I was just thinking, whenever I think of Sisters of Silence, the scene that comes to mind is the one from that show we watched where the guy is having like a psychic panic attack because he's being
walks
like,
up.
I don't remember exactly what's happening. They're being like,
they're putting them
by,
on
like,
the black
Saints
ship
or something.
It's Tyranids.
Okay, well, he's having a bad time and he's getting all psychic-y, and she basically just comes up, gives him a hug, and he's like, okay.
Not even a hug, she just grabs him.
Yeah.
She like almost rolls her eyes like, ugh.
Like is able to save him in that moment or like cancel it out.
Yeah.
And it's like that's something that a custodians wouldn't have been able to do. They might have been able to physically move that person to a safer location, but they couldn't have.
They might have gotten hurt in the process.
Yeah, this is a perfectly. It's like whenever you have the priestess character who can purify things, and you need her for that specific part of every fucking mission. So you have to bring her along, even though her stats are shit.
So whether or not the sisters complimenting the custodians in battle is intentional, as both were created by the Emperor, as far as we can tell, at least with the sisters, we know the Emperor created the custodians, but whether or not it's intentional that they are supposed to work together, unknown.
Okay.
Often, Sisters of Silence and Custodians will trust each other more than any other warriors, and obviously the Custodians feel a little uncomfortable around them, and they can have a lot of trouble with that, but still, they're like, yeah.
They got that buddy cop, but like the new cop is an ex-con, so I don't trust you off the bat.
So
it's dispatch.
Hold that thought before I get into the books I recommend people in a minute. First, let's talk about their tabletop presence.
Okay, why are we having tiers?
Non-existent.
Oh. But everybody
Sisters
recommends I
of
play them.
Silence have one kit. They have one kit.
Is this how I'm finding out everyone's been shading me and they actually just don't want me to play? They're like, you should play Sisters of Silence. They're telling me to shut up.
Silence. They have one fucking kit. No, it's because nobody who says that kind of shit in like a shitty way actually plays fucking Warhammer.
No, yeah.
Sisters of Silence have one kit in 40k that has 3 loadouts. You have like bolters, flamers, and then the great swords. And the great swords are the most iconic.
Right, yeah. No,
You
cool.
use this kit for both 40K and Heresy. 40K has one character.
Yeah.
She's a book character. She buffs sisters. And Horus Heresy gives another named character an upgrade kit and a vehicle. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
I think Sisters of Silence, given everything they are, would be perfect for a kill team.
Yeah.
And also their models are kind of old. Like they're like over a decade now, I think, old.
Yeah.
I think they could do a refresh. And I think like a kill team makes perfect sense. They're fucking hunting psychers
Wait,
and
can
shit.
I
Like
see
what the fuck?
models?
Yeah. Carrie, they're not
They're
good.
exhausted. Oh,
Carrie.
yeah, they're not that great.
They're not good. Like they're not the worst model I've ever seen, but fuck me, dude.
Yeah, they could go for an update.
They could get an update. Yep.
You caught her right before she was ready for the photo there.
Yep. Yep. All right, books. Hey. Oftentimes we have people who comment on these episodes, be it about a Primarch or about a faction or something. They go, wow, this is a really cool faction or character or something. I'm going to get into this.
Mm.
This is why I talk about the tabletop presence. If you want to get into Sisters of Silence, I genuinely would not recommend it. Unless you're like, fuck me, this is literally the coolest thing I've ever heard. Then go for it. Yeah, don't let me fucking stop you.
Yeah.
But one thing I can recommend, books.
Right. Okay, cool.
Sisters of Silence are incredibly rare, and GW doesn't cover them like ever.
Right.
But there are a few characters that have their own books where they're at the very least pretty major players.
Okay.
40K.
Yeah.
Tana Alea. I have used a lot of excerpts from her in this book. She's the one who started the episode going, the High Lords are all stupid. I hate them.
Right. Iconic.
She's great. She's
Yeah.
fun. She's sassy. And she's the grumpiest lady I ever did see. I love her so dearly.
Yeah.
If you want to read about her adventures, you should read The Watchers of the Throne. The first book is The Emperor's Legion. I'll give the synopsis now. Ever since the foundation of the Imperium, the Custodian Guard have stood watch over the palace on Terra. After the defeat of Horus and the end of the heresy, they have maintained vigil over the Emperor, never once leaving the throne world and their oath-sworn duty. As a dark age engulfs the Imperium and the Cadian Gate falls to chaos, the Custodians must decide if they will sunder that oath to venture into the stars. It falls to Valerian, honored custodian, and Alea of the Silent Sisterhood to meet a threat without. As debates at the highest echelons of the Imperium rage within, chaos will not hesitate, its plans already afoot to thwart the Emperor's avenging son. And, for the first time since the Great Siege, its armies are bent towards Terra. These books cover, like, the Terran Crusade and how that really goes down, but the highlight from what I can understand and from what I've read is Alea. She is a refreshing, grounded personality within the world of 40K because she'll look at something that's stupid and go, ugh.
Right.
You behold the Adeptus Orphan Stompus. And she's like, why would you do that?
That's a little much.
That's stupid. God, you're dumb.
She's like Ashley Gavin. She just fucking says, well, she doesn't say it.
She just says it.
What if Ashley Gavin
But she
stood on
thinks
stage and just stared at her audience and everybody kept laughing and didn't know why?
If you want to read about a character in the heresy, because we've done a lot of videos of, leading up to the heresy, John has written a recommendation for Amendra Kendall. She chilled with Nathaniel Garo of Eisenstein fame, became what we now know as one of the first Inquisitors, changed her oaths as she started speaking aloud, and was the first human to declare exterminatus. Oh!
All right.
Cool.
Holy shit, girl. She found her voice.
She fucking did it. Holy
She's
fuck.
like Lizzie McGuire when she gets on stage and you never watched the Lizzie McGuire movie?
Carrie.
Okay, well,
I
I'm
was
putting
born
it on
in
the movie
2000.
list. And they call me a millennial.
The recommendation I have for the heresy books is a character named Genetia Kroll, the soulless queen of the Imperium, knight commander of the Silent Sisterhood.
Right.
Krull is one of the Emperor's advisors, alongside Malkador the Sigillite and Constantine Valdor, Captain General of the Custodes.
Wait, those are
Dear-
important individuals.
Yeah, and she's right there fucking with them. In the 3rd edition Horus Heresy trailer, you know, the one where Malkador shows up, she's there too.
Oh,
It's all 3
cool.
of them. The Emperor's advisors, and they're talking about like, well, we have traitors now. What the fuck do we do?
Yeah.
It's
Nobody
fucking cool.
expects that the family's gonna like have difficulties, and then time just goes by so fucking fast.
It really does. It really goes by so fucking fast. Genetia's Krull, her story is very tragic.
Oh.
Krull's blankness results in her blankness is on another level.
If somebody called me blank, I'd be so offended.
Well, hold on, because her blankness is so crazy that she's invisible to like humans.
Like you or I. Like it's almost like
Yes.
even the light doesn't touch her, and we
Yes.
need light to see.
So
That's
a
kinda
lot of
cool.
her internal conflict is she wants to be seen. She wants to be
Okay.
acknowledged.
Right.
But other than like a couple people who are in her like war circle at her fucking job, nothing.
I bet the secret to getting along with her is showing up to the movie with Sour Patch Kids.
Maybe at one point before the forces of chaos, the traitors like get to Terra, she's putting on her armor and her like squire equivalent is putting on the armor for her, and her squire hugs her
Oh.
and she goes, I don't know what to do.
I've had those hugs before, but
But, like,
probably not
but-
quite as intense.
But that's to illustrate like
Nobody's ever hugged her before.
they're alone.
Yeah. Like not
They
even.
are so lonely.
Yeah.
No one can possibly ever understand them other than another Sister of Silence. Krull is an awesome fucking character, and if you are reading the Heresy books, this goes out to anybody, when she shows up, pay attention, because
Right.
she's fucking sick. If you want to read books about her where she like plays a very major part, Master of Mankind or Saturnine. Now, Saturnine comes with a warning. It's book 4 of the Siege of Terra, so you might want to read the other ones before you get there, because it might drop you in and be like, who the fuck are these people? Who?
Dropship what now?
The Istvan? What the fuck is that? Who's this Erebus guy? Who the
When you
fuck
get to
is
the guy in the
Angron?
story that everybody talks about hating, and you're like, oh,
Oh!
there he is.
Yeah. It's fucking awesome. I
Sweet.
love Krull. She's the one in Heresy that actually has like a mini. She's a character.
Oh,
model.
cool.
Yeah.
So does she just like work her way up and like end up, or is she like, because she's so crazy blanky,
she
they're-
is
like,
not
you're like-
only crazy blanky, she's like one of the best warriors in the Imperium.
so she's exceptional?
The best sisters can keep up with Custodes.
Yeah.
And that is fucking insane.
Yeah. Listen,
They listen,
think about the fact that Gimli actually kept up with those two. Like, bro.
you can say I'm crazy. I don't care. Sisters of Silence are moving like guts in the fucking berserker armor. Like, they are psychotic.
Okay, at first I thought you meant just like running forever.
But like, the visual is there. Like,
Yeah.
they've got the fucking fitted armor. It's all spiky and segmented and shit. And they have the giant fucking swords on their back, man.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. I fucking love Sisters of Silence. They're so cool. I have one last excerpt before we wrap up today and have our closing thoughts.
Okay.
This is a short passage
Oh.
of a Sister of Silence fighting off a traitorous world eater as they are sieging the Golden Palace. The squealing chainsword clips a column in its haste to reach me. I duck and retreat, fragments of stone pinging off my war gear. The next swing catches my trailing cloak, and the cycling blade snags and snatches me backwards. I almost choke, throttled by my own cloak, but it shreds free, fibers billowing from the chainsword. I spring and roll clear, but the ogre is fast. It lunges, roaring, crushing fallen stones and bursting the torsos of the dead under its stamping feet. It thinks I will run. I do not. I make my pass and drive the longsword through its shoulder. The blade wedges fast in the ceramite, black blood pouring down the blade onto the hilt and my hands. It is scalding hot. I cannot free the sword. The ogre lashes with a fist. I let go of the sword and try to evade, but the armored knuckles graze me and throw me across a heap of rubble in a clumsy cartwheel. I am dizzy with concussion and the pain of numerous contusions. I don't know if I can get up. The traitor Astartes looms. It is laughing, sword raised. Even if it will never be told, my story will not end this way. On my back, upside down, I fire my auto pistol up at its groin and belly. It staggers, barely scratched, but the delay gives me time to scramble clear. My destruction is the only purpose in its feral brain now. I cast my pistol aside. It is less than useless against such a foe, and is spent anyway. I sweep out with my saber, but there is no great reach to it. How would my mentor win a fight like this? How would a peasant farmer in a misty wood in a story? Stories have courage in them. Luck, unlikely twists, unexpected reversals, 1,000,000-to-1 chances. That's why they are stories. There are none of these things here. I have nothing. All we have left now is nothing. I break my silence and my oath. I scream. I have never raised my voice, not once in a life barely speaking at all. I scream in desperation as it kills me. A scream made of my anger and fear and disappointment and helpless frustration. The ogre wavers. It knows what I am. And the scream was the last thing it expected from a silent gnoll. My scream seems to amplify my blankness, to make it colder and more abrasive, to chill the heart of this black-hearted beast and make it recoil, just for a second. Less than a second. I hook my saber into its neck seal and tear out its throat. It drops the chainsword, reaching for its neck, out of which a great quantity of blood is pumping. You have my sword, ogre, stuck through your shoulder. Now I have yours. It is very heavy. Almost too heavy. The hand grip slick with grease. But once it is pressed against ceramite, the howling blade does not stop cutting. And when I am done and the beast is dead, I have the chainsword free, deactivate it, and toss it aside. I am strong, but I cannot throw such a heavy thing far, even when fired by adrenaline. It crunches onto the rubble beside us, and the black blood, flowing like oil, slowly glides through the dust to reach it. No one has seen this happen. The smoke is too thick and the confusion too wild. No one has seen this to make a story of it. So I saw off the World Eater's head with my saber and lift it up by the matted hair. It is heavy, unnaturally heavy, like the chainsword was. I walk through the smoke with it held aloft like a lantern, head clutched in one hand, saber in the other, drenched in the ogre's blood. Look at me, I shout. It hurts my unused vocal cords to shout so. Look at me! I do not want their respect. I do not want glory. I want their fear. Fear is all we have left. We have spent too long living in fear of the War Master's menace. We have forgotten that fear can be a weapon that we can use too. Our fear is long since exhausted, but the enemy's is not. They have not felt it of late, and they have forgotten what it tastes like. Fear has not spoken to them for a while. The defenders start back from the sight of me. The Tigress, the Hussars, the Breacher troops, the arch-enemy. They shrink from the blood-drenched revenant and her swinging trophy. They recoil from the thing that should not speak. They do not really understand what they are seeing, but it is enough to fill their guts with ice and loose their bowels and make them understand that the palace will not die without a fight. There is no escape for us, but there is for them. They flee. They flee like rats, back the way they have come. I fucking love...
That was cool.
I fucking love the Sisters of Silence. They're so fucking cool, man. What
Okay.
the fuck?
Damn. Okay, screw my non-interest. Here's what I'm gonna do. My girlsies, they figured it out.
They fucking
stole all
figured
the
it
shit
out.
from the Noise Marines, and so they're like Black Canary, screeching around using that as their secret power, just screaming at people. I'll call them the Banshees, and when you hear them, you're gonna die. You know?
It's so fucking cool.
Yeah, no, that's very cool.
That's so awesome. Cut off the head of a world eater and just hold it up. Screaming, look at me as you fucking, like, everybody's like, oh, fuck, and runs away.
It's like that one famous painting from the French Revolution
Yeah,
of, I think they're holding Louis's head.
yeah. But just like the fucking, oh, man.
Yeah.
I do not want their respect. I do not want glory. I want their fear is such a hard fucking line. That's so fucking good. Queen shit.
No, yeah.
Queen shit.
Idol.
It's so reminiscent of Valkia's story.
That's
in the
literally what
sense-
Gordon says when they ask him what his like teaching technique, Gordon Ramsay.
I want
in-
their fear. But like it's so reminiscent of the vibe that Valkia goes with her journey.
Yeah.
And just the idea of fuck you. Look at me.
There's a I mean, trying to think of it. There's a topic that is sometimes discussed in like media studies and things, those kinds of classes, specifically that of feminine rage and how it is different slightly.
And how fucking awesome.
And how
it is.
crazy it goes, and how a lot of it is about like, if you don't think like, if you're not gonna like treat me well, or if I'm going to be othered, I might as well be othered to a point of having power. I might as well become monstrous.
You will fear me.
Yeah. Because
What's
if you
the thing,
fear me,
Farnese?
that's close enough to respect.
Exactly. What's the thing Farnese says in Berserk? We talked about it in an earlier episode.
If I can't escape the storm, I must become the storm. Something along those lines.
Something along those
Yeah,
lines.
again, it's a sense of like the feminine rage almost is you get to a point of like there's a snapping point of just full on like
Fuck
there's no
you.
holds bar, you know? Yeah.
Fucking GW.
Which is not to say that there aren't similar motifs in male stories as well. It's just that I find it particularly interesting in female stories because I don't know, there's something about going over that edge that would seem antagonistic to like your general female character.
It's so fucking cool too because we've talked about like how lonely they are and how
Mhm.
a lot of them, because of their blankness, it's struggling to like be seen by others or just be seen in, as you said, with any amount of respect. They've been othered.
Yeah.
And so how do I fuck you? Look at me.
How do I fuck you?
Uncomfortably,
really
given that
wondering.
these ladies, how they operate.
Yeah, I mean, my brain flashes with images of like Asuka, because at one point she yells, "Look at me! Why won't you look at me?" And
Now
again,
she's not in the Ava
different
when she does that.
context. But
Different
again,
context, but
this
same
it
feeling.
brings a lot of feminine storylines to mind in my mind.
Yes.
Also, Asuka could just put her hair all up on her head and have like
Yeah.
a little quick cosplay. But yeah, no, it's very, very cool. I love that reversal in female, like feminine, monstrous storytelling.
I quite like it with any, not exclusive to women, obviously, and you mentioned that, but just like with any community or anybody who has been, it's an underdog thing.
To go
you know what I
back
mean?
to an earlier reference, Guts is very much that kind of a story.
And that's why I keep rooting for him. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he does fucked up shit,
You're
absolutely.
a struggler.
But you're a
In
struggler.
a way, but you like
Yes.
that there's this point of breaching it that is like you go beyond what you were. You might
Yes.
not even be the same thing.
This is why
And it's scary because it turns out you are what everyone was scared you were. They were right.
but now
But
own it.
also, yeah, now you have that as opposed to just
If you think I'm a fuck it, I am a monster.
yeah, if you think I'm a monster, I'm going to act like a fucking monster.
Rips off your head. Jesus Christ.
This is why whenever we watch like kaiju movies, I'm like, why are we bombing it?
I just want to die. I just want to die. It's okay, Shin Godzilla. It's
Oh,
all
poor
right.
little guy.
You can die later.
Oh, maybe. After you
But my love, that
warm
is the
up.
Sisters of Silence. That is pretty much all the info we have on them because GW, give me more Sisters of Silence content and my life is yours.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we do seem to be getting more Custodes content, so that might bleed in.
Yeah, but I feel with them being paired with the Custodes, especially on tabletop, it threatens to sort of overshadow them. And I get the idea is that they're a secretive order and there's not very many of them, and I get it. I understand that.
Mhm.
At the same time, I don't know, a book that's like styled after, just like a Sister of Silence and other characters, perhaps, like just hunting something. Like that would be so fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see them being like cool assassins and like from
So-
Star Wars, like Ventress got her own book and it was one of my favorite character books.
On that note, male blanks and also some women blanks,
Mhm.
women and men,
And the non-beanies.
oftentimes they are picked up by the Lords of Terra to become assassins
Right.
because that's precisely, as you said, like that's excellent to
Yeah.
have as a quality. It is one of the hardest things to be, but they are scary.
Right.
They're very scary.
Yeah. They're intimidating like crazy.
Mm-hmm. But that's the Sisters of Silence.
Oh.
Any questions, thoughts, discussions you'd like to have?
Okay, I wrote down what happens to the males.
There's nothing that says the Sisters of Silence all have to be women exclusively. Like there's not a biological component. Like they're not augmented like Space Marines or anything like that.
Yeah. Which
So
is the
theoretically,
right.
it's more of a tradition thing.
Yeah,
and
fair
the
enough.
fact that the gene is, as far as we could tell, the pariah gene is more common in women. So
Right.
it's just sort of a, well, what is there? Oh, there's like more women? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. It also probably comes from my understanding is that the sisters like gather the candidates
Oftentimes,
in some
yeah,
way.
the
so
sister
you-
vigils are
traditionally you
grabbing
might
them.
just not tend to pick the boys because that's
It's also
what
been,
everybody's
like,
done.
Exactly. It's also been like 10,000 years of this tradition as well. So
Yeah.
that's just why do we only go for the ladies? Because it's what we do.
And then some idiot named Paul shows up, but
Hi,
he's
Paul.
a Nepo baby.
Oh, fucking
And
Paul.
his mom's been training him in magic forever. And now he's going to be leading it. Well, what?
I'm killing Paul.
Damn, that would solve a lot of problems. I mean, it would also create problems, but it would solve a lot. Is there any like commonality that anyone has kind of noticed around what seems to lead to a blank happening? Like somebody's getting a lot of vitamin K.
As far as we know, it's random.
Right.
Just sometimes baby be blank.
Yeah.
There's no way to guarantee it. Although, as we mentioned earlier, there might be vigils of the Sisters of Silence who are practicing eugenics specifically because of this sort of thing. They might be trying to make it guaranteed.
Yeah.
Which, if successful, horrifying that this
Right.
is happening. But also, their numbers are going to go way up.
I assume, let's say I'm a non-psyker and I have a child with a psyker. The chance of my baby being a psyker is probably higher than if I had a baby with a non-psyker, right? Like, is there definitely some kind of genetic component to that? Or is it totally like,
Let's assume there is. Then
yeah.
I still think it's a percentage, but the percentage
Yeah, no,
might
of course.
be higher.
I mean,
yeah.
listen, when you study genetics, all it freaking is
It's
percentages.
all fucking percentages.
You do the little box and you draw the white flower and the red flower and the yellow flower. My God, I wanted to.
I hated
that.
I hate it.
My brain just couldn't understand it for the longest time.
But yeah, that is probably how it works. But
Right.
even then, the percentage, if
We
you were
just
trying
don't
to
really know.
actually make a two blank parents, right?
Yeah.
The percentage chance of it happening might go from 1% to like 2.
Okay. It's still
It's
probably
a little
not
higher, but probably not going to happen.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's interesting, and blankness will be varied depending on the person.
Right.
For example, Kroll, she's like practically invisible to everybody.
Yeah.
There are some blanks who just they kind of smell.
Sure.
Like there's a blank. I won't say what character, but there's a character in some books. He is a blank.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, it's heavily implied that he is, and it's like, wow, this guy really smells bad.
Right.
And that seems to be how his blankness has manifested.
The difference seems to also give off other tells.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's something, the vibe is weird with a blank individual.
Do we know, are there any like excerpts where the Emperor himself met a blank?
I believe that would appear in Master of Mankind, of which I don't have an excerpt today.
Right.
So I don't have one at the top of my head. But Master of Mankind does feature the Emperor and his advisors as like major players. Probably he talks to Kroll and she's probably like, yo, what's up, Biggie? And he's like, what is up, Kroll?
Right. I just think it would be interesting to see what he would think of them because obviously that's going to be a huge clash, but like just energy wise.
But this is what I'm saying. It's weird that he's fine.
Well, as far as his philosophy goes, that might be an ideal sitch for him, you know?
Well, what I mean is the Emperor is like one of the most powerful psychers in history.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Them.
That's what I was saying. That's why I asked. Yeah.
That's insane.
But I guess it could be that he's like so good at it that he somehow is able to like shield himself, and I don't know.
Maybe because he most likely had a hand in creating them, or he is the creator. Again, we don't.
He like
know
put in a little like, but it also doesn't affect.
But
me.
Also not me.
Like
Smile.
writing into like Alberto's character profile.
I would love to get a POV of a sister in 40K looking at the Emperor.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like how Alea saw Gilliman and was like, oh, he's old. He's ancient.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see a sister looking at the Golden Throne, which, as far as we know, the
actual Emperor, whatever that may be.
Yeah, the actual Emperor, not the skeleton on the throne. That's just for
not
pilgrims.
What we are thinking of. Whatever is actually there.
John Blanche confirmed back when he made that piece that is not the Emperor of Mankind. My favorite interpretation of the Emperor of Mankind is this one on screen now by the artist in the corner. That is what I believe the Emperor is.
I like to think he looks a bit like the lady in SpongeBob who really wanted to buy that chocolate.
It was awful.
Chocolate.
I met a blank once.
I always hated them.
Magnus the Red. I hate
it.
Speaking of, hey, what do you think the next episode's going to be on?
Magnus
it's going to be a
the
Primarch.
Red.
That's right. I planned this out.
From last
I planned it out. We're going to talk about the anti-psychers and immediately talk about the most psycher Primarch to ever be. Smile.
No, I'm into it. I like it. That's interesting.
Yes, magic. Yeah, we'll be talking about Magnus the Red. I finished the notes on Magnus just the other day, and I was surprised how many excerpts I included because I like Magnus a lot.
Right.
I think he's really cool and really interesting. And I think the most interesting thing is how similar he is to his father.
Yeah. I also hear he never does anything wrong.
Thank you, everybody, for coming on by. If you liked the video, give a like and subscribe. And if you would like to give us money, you can support us on Ko-fi or on Patreon. You can check out our streams. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday over on Twitch and here on YouTube. And you can check out our merch store. We got new merch over there. Go check it out. It's at orchid8.com/collection/numbskulls. Go check it out. Thank you all for coming on by, and we'll see you in Magnus.
Like that one episode of the Yellow School Bus. That's not what it was called. Why did I say that? That's because we were just talking about Yellow Submarine.
What are you talking about?
The Magic School Bus.
How many times do you think you could slap the bald part of a Sister of Silence's head before they cut off an arm if you go really fast? 0.
Bold of you to assume any.
She's gonna kill you.
Yeah. It's not even the arm I'm worried about.
If you could be a blank, would you? No.
No, absolutely not. I like magic too much.
That's an incredibly lonely existence.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Also, for the last question, I just have the image of, like 2 Sphinx cats, like trying
just
to slap
slapping
each
the
other.
shit out of each other. If you could add or subtract one thing from the Sisters of Silence canon design, what would it be?
The hair.
The top knots are bad.
What is with GW
They
and
love
the
the
top
top
knots, but
knots.
also bald?
They love the top
I
knot.
hate it.
It's
It's a lot.
Their legs have really cool segments on their armor that look kind of like the Berserk armor from Berserk, and I would like to see more of that across the armor. I just want them all to look like guts, basically.
You want everything to look like guts.
No, but like them, it would look so fucking cool. If you could have a book featuring a Sisters of Silence protagonist, what would you want the overarching plot/threat to be? I'm thinking an anthology similar to The Witcher, and every chapter is just quite long, but it's the sister hunting like a witch or a demon or something.
Right.
So it's just this cool little collection, kind of like Troll Slayer.
Yeah.
Godric and Felix, but like just a Sister of Silence.
Yeah. I wrote it would be interesting to see a sister have to work with someone who's blind
Yeah.
and just have to get around different kinds of communication or something.
No, that would be interesting.
Or specifically a sister and a psyker that work together.
Good luck.
Well, that's why it would be interesting.
What is your ideal version of a Sisters of Silence focused video game? Again, a Witcher type game, character action, maybe, like Devil May Cry. Just doing crazy fucking combos on heretics.
Infinity Nikki.
No.
I want the purification, but then it's taking away warp energy.
That's ridiculous. What a ridiculous idea.
Yeah. Or Kingdom Hearts. I don't know.
Or that's kind of character action. You got the combos and you can do some crazy juggling and stuff. Not as in depth as something like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, but it's kind of there.
I see Donald Duck working with a sister of
He
Silence.
did cast Zeta Flare.
That's
and
true.
I feel like they would have a problem with that.
She would nullify. She would catch the Zeta flare and and it would just disappear.
Last
Be
question.
Gosh, Sora, what are we gonna do? I can't do it.
Star's going out. Congratulations, you're the lead rules writer for the independent Sisters of Silence faction in 11th edition. Finally independent from those weird custodes models nobody likes. What units are you adding to expand the range? Our sculpting team is busy working on 17 new Primaris lieutenants, so please, no more than 3. The choices we have now are, it's one kit with Bolter, Claymore, Meltas, or Flamers, or whatever. It's a flame weapon, whatever. A vehicle would be nice.
My mind went to Dreadnought.
A sister dreadnought?
Well, I don't know.
That's more of an Astartes thing, but you mean sort of a power armor type deal.
Maybe. Or maybe there's just a Dreadnought that's I like these ladies.
Well, the Inquisitors kind of have power armor that they go inside. Or you've seen the Sisters of Battle. Sort of like that
Yeah.
kind of suit. That'd be neat.
We get sisters, and then they walk in on the battlefield, and it cuts to sisters are doing it for themselves.
Yeah, some sort of vehicle or a mech would be cool.
Nurglings?
What?
No, I mean, you could just add them to anything, right? So they would pop. They would run up to the sisters and literally pop. Finally, we did it! I mean, I always want more little skulls floating around.
Yeah, but that's not really a unit. I'm
Give
thinking
them a gun.
you want servo skulls with guns.
Or a little one needle of death
Anti-psycho
serum.
juice.
One needle of death serum, and it's come here so I can stab you with it.
I think motorcycles would be really cool.
Yeah.
Maybe flying motorcycles because Custodes have those.
Hoverboards.
Hoverboards could be cool.
They're
Hoverboards
surfing
actually
around
could
all
be
awesome,
sick. Some sort of animal companion.
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe
Ooh,
a
those,
lion?
psychic cats.
No, not psychic.
Oh.
They don't do the psychic thing. This is the whole episode.
I
They
know.
don't do the psychic thing. You're so magic pilled that
I
you're
know,
like,
it's
well, what
hard.
if the thing that isn't magic
But
literally at
I also
all?
like the dichotomy. I
Sure.
like contrast in my.
No, I'm thinking some sort of. Okay, so there's a unit in Warhammer Fantasy called Lions of Trace. The high elves, basically there's a whole kingdom of high elves where their warriors are insanely good at melee combat, and they usually are paired with gigantic white lions. I'm thinking because the custodians are always kind of related to lions, like there's a lot of passages that go like he was like a lion in a corner surrounded by prey or whatever the hell.
Hyenas or something.
Anyway, I think sisters with cool like cyber lions would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. What about those new tiger guys? That's a different setting.
That's a different setting. Those are the Tiger Men of Ind.
Dia. You can just say the
No,
whole word.
No.